This video recording may not show much, but for Italian officials investigating the brutal murder of Giulio Regeni in Egypt, it's a breakthrough. The first evidence that the Italian student was targeted and put under surveillance by Egyptian authorities.
عايز حد يكلمني بس عشان الحاجة اللي معايا دي الواد لسه ماشي فأنا ممكن أقفلها ولا أسيبها مفتوحة ولا مش فاهم.
It comes after Italian prosecutors announced plans to charge 4 Egyptian security officers with the student's torture and death. They say one of the defendants, Colonel Assa Kamal, assigned the informant to monitor Giulio Regeni a month before he was killed.
Oggi noi sappiamo che è stato seguito.
Today we know that the Egyptian General Security followed Regeni's tracks for 40 days. We know that he was arrested first in a camp, then transferred to cell number 13 of the Egyptian Ministry of Interior. This is a very dangerous matter and the Italian people strongly condemn it. We firmly maintain our position with respect to closing diplomatic ties with Egypt.
Regeni's body was found on a desert highway after he disappeared in January 2016. He was last seen near an underground subway stop in Cairo, where he'd been researching the sensitive topic of labor movements in Egypt. His mother later said his body was so mutilated she was only able to recognize the tip of his nose. Rights groups say the marks resemble those resulting from widespread torture practices in Egyptian facilities.
The National Security Agency in Egypt is quite notorious. We have documented rampant torture, we have documented enforced disappearance in the country, and how the judiciary is effectively in service of the system of repression in the country.
The death sparked outrage in Italy and strained diplomatic relations between the two countries, with Italy's government accusing Egyptian authorities of non-cooperation.
We want truth and justice for our citizen who has been killed and tortured in such a terrible way without an explanation.
Egyptian prosecutors have continued to insist that Regeni's killers remain unknown and authorities deny any involvement. In fact, they've announced a temporary suspension of the investigation. But Italy plans to push on with the case regardless. The suspects will be tried in an Italian court in absentia. As for Giulio Regeni's parents, they're still calling for justice for their son. His mother applauded an investigation that not only shed some light on his death, but held up what she called a mirror of how human rights are violated in Egypt every day. Cara Leg, Al Jazeera.